Look, I know we're jumping the gun on that title, but you had to get the YouTube clickbait. And come on, Shai right now, he's playing like an MVP candidate, undisputed top 10 player in the league. I was completely wrong on that. And he's just entering his prime. You got Chet, amazing during his rookie season. He doesn't even feel like a rookie. I guess technically he's kind of not, but what a start for him. And then you got Jalen Williams, who's continued to build off what he did last year. And we can't forget, they have so many damn draft picks.
You know, it's a catch-22 as a Blazer fan because we were there 5 years ago when Dame hit the dagger on them and basically hit the reset button on their entire franchise. And in hindsight, it was probably the best thing that ever happened to them.
It was. Before we start talking about the OKC Thunder and the next NBA dynasty, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any new videos.
So the first thing we gotta address, and I know it gets brought up a lot, especially nowadays, is revisiting the Paul George trade. So the Clippers got Paul George, and the Thunder received Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, an unprotected first-round pick from the Heat, and a bunch of picks from the Clippers and rights to swap. By the way, they've already turned one of those picks into Jalen Williams, and they still got, what, like 7 or 8 that haven't conveyed yet?
Yeah, it's just absolutely insane. And the thing to keep in mind, they have the unprotected Clippers pick this year. That probably will be like a late lottery. The Clippers have turned things around with Harden. But then they have the right to swap next year. And in 2026,
who knows?
You got Kawhi and Paul George. Player options this offseason. They still have not signed extensions.
And they're both made of glass.
They're both made of glass. Unprotected, let's say they both dip. I don't know what happens. Maybe they just dip. Those could be some very, very good draft picks.
And even if they're not, I mean, they're still first round picks. Like, teams are still gonna like first round picks if the Thunder decide they want to make a move.
Yeah, and that's not all they have because they also sent out Russ in that same offseason. In that trade, they got back Chris Paul, a 2021 first round pick that did not convey. And then they have the Rockets pick this year, protected 1 through 4, so they'll probably get a late lottery pick there. 2025 first round swap, protected 1 to 10. So they have 2 first round swap options for next year, both with the Rockets and with the Clippers. And then they have the 2026 first round pick from the Rockets, protected 1 through 4. God damn.
I mean, you'll remember it. At the time this trade happened, I actually called this trade when they were trying to be like, oh, where could they send Chris Paul? I was just like, I mean, maybe you could trade him for Russ or something. Still, though, what a stupid trade by the Rockets. And like with these Rockets picks, like the Rockets are fine right now. They're 9th in the West. I don't know. I could see them weirdly falling off a cliff. I could also see them being just average, but again, who knows what the Rockets are going to be. Those picks could be top picks in the draft whenever they convey.
Yeah, they could. And there's still more. They still just have random picks littered throughout. They have the 2024 Utah pick. This year, it's protected 1 through 10, so they probably won't get that. That was in a Derek Favors trade in 2021. They have the 76ers pick in 2025, and then Nuggets picks in 27 and 29, both top 5 protected. It's not fair. This is 2K.
How are they doing this?
I don't know.
And we're getting into the core, and I think you owe a certain Shai Gilgeous-Alexander an apology. I was told how wrong I was for putting him as the 8th best player in the NBA. Now, is he better than Luka Doncic? No, he's not. You said it in the intro. He is a definitive top 10 player in the NBA right now.
Yeah. He just has gotten better every year, and it's insane. 31.5 points per game, 64.3 true shooting. That's incredible for a guy that's not an insane three-point shooter. 6.5 assists, 6 rebounds, and 2.5 steals per game. That leads the NBA.
By a lot, too.
Maybe the most underrated defender in the league, at least among star players. It doesn't get talked about enough. The dude is a very good defender, and right now, I mean, he's up there at the top of the MVP race. You got Jokic, you got Embiid, you got him, you got Luka. He could easily win the MVP this year.
And I gotta say, this dude is like the definition of the slithery badge in 2K.
Is.
He's got that on Hall of Fame like doubled up too. And also like so many of the scoring point guards nowadays, you know, they're great ball handlers and they're great shooters. And not to say Shai isn't a great ball handler, because he absolutely is, but it's so cool to see that this guy is a point guard who averages 30 a game on like mid-range shots and like post fades.
Yeah, mid-range, inside, post fade. You're right.
He's got such a unique game, and I love it.
It's really fun to watch. One player I was not wrong on, though, is Chet Holmgren.
Oh, you nailed this.
Because the dude is having a great rookie season so far, and I put rookie season in parentheses because it's his second year. It's that weird thing, but technically it's his rookie season. He's most likely going to win Rookie of the Year.
I do need Wemby to show up in that same hoodie that Donovan Mitchell wore.
Yeah, exactly. 17.5 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, 2.6 blocks. That's fourth in the league. And how about this? After missing all of his first year, he has not missed an entire game this season. That's been a big concern. He's so damn skinny, but he's put on weight, and that's impressive. He hasn't missed a game. I hope he continues that for the rest of the year.
I remember you brought up, like, in the offseason, like, oh yeah, he gained 20 pounds, you know? He put on some weight, and I was like, oh yeah, sure he did.
Right.
Yeah, he's looking real bulky now, but you know what? Credit to the guy. He's playing all his games.
Yeah, and then you got J-Dub. Kind of gets forgotten about at least a little bit because you got Shai and Chet. He's built off what he did last year. He's averaging 18 points a game now. He had that move against the Celtics where he just bullied Tatum, pushed him off, hit a little mid-range shot. He can hit clutch shots as well as Shai, and he's a 3-level scorer, a good defender, and if he's the third best player of your young core, you're set.
Yeah, you're doing something right. And you got the rest of the roster. Lou Dort, a really good 3-and-D wing that I've always really been high on. Josh Giddey, allegations aside, put those aside, purely on the court. I actually don't love his fit next to Shai. Like, he's a solid facilitator, but I mean, he's got plenty of upside. I don't know. I would maybe try to trade him just from a PR perspective, maybe.
Yeah, that as well.
Also from a basketball perspective.
Yeah, I think Kaysen Wallace is the guy long term. You plug him next to Shai because as a point guard or as a guard, he doesn't necessarily need the ball. He's kind of like a 3-and-D point guard, which is a rare archetype in the modern NBA. I think he'd be a great fit in the future next to Shai. And then you got some great shooters. Isaiah Joe, Kenrich Williams, Aaron Wiggins. You wouldn't expect it. This team is leading the league in 3-point percentage so far. They got like 6 dudes shooting over 40% from 3.
I was shocked when you brought this stat up. I was like, really? Them?
Yeah. It's like Chet, Isaiah Joe, Kenrich Williams, Aaron Wiggins, Kaysen Wallace, J-Dub. I think they're all shooting above 40%. Crazy.
And they've been hammering some good teams as of late. Now, they did just lose to the Hawks on the road, which sucks. But you know what? They were down big in the fourth quarter, and they actually made it a game on the road. So you know what? Whatever. Besides that, beat the Celtics, went on the road and hammered the Nuggets, beat the Timberwolves by 23, just recently snapped the Clippers' 9-game winning streak, also blew them out when they did it, had another road win in Denver. They already have 2 road wins against the Nuggets.
Yeah, that's crazy. Shai hit a game winner, J-Dub had another clutch shot, and I think even the most optimistic Thunder fan, the biggest Thunder fan, could not have predicted this. Like, obviously, there was a ton of chatter around this Thunder team, like, oh, they're the team, they could be a sneaky team, top 4 seed, maybe. We'll see how it goes.
I was gonna say, I know someone sitting at this table who picked them as a top 4 seed.
Okay.
And it wasn't you.
Hey, I never released my rankings. We don't know, but I did not have them top 4. I'll admit that. And they could easily get the first seed at this point. They're like a game and a half out. God damn. Again, I'm so fucking jealous. It's not fair.
Give us a couple years, brother. We'll be there. We'll be there.
Now, there's been a lot of chatter about should they make a move this offseason because, as we said at the beginning of this video, they have all the picks in the world. Like, they could basically go after anyone. But do you want to mess up this young core? A young core that hasn't made the playoffs? It's really tough. Do you think they should make a move, or would you just stand pat with what you have and kind of see what you have come playoff time?
I think if Jared Allen is made available, I think he's the one guy I would go after because he is also a young guy. He fits the timeline. He doesn't seem like a player who's got a big ego. I think you bring him in, first of all, he's a fit for them as a team. They need a really true big down low who can gobble up rebounds. Not that Chet can't do that or the other Jalen Williams can't do that, but they really need a true 5, and I think Jared Allen would be a great fit. But he doesn't have an ego. Like, he's not going to rock the boat, he doesn't have a big personality. So I think if you can get him, I would bring him in, but I would give them this one playoff run, let them gel as a unit, and then, a couple years down the line, maybe if it's not working out in Philadelphia, maybe you go big game hunting with a certain Joel Embiid. Here's the crazy thing though, like, theoretically they could do both.
Yeah, I guess they could. They have any picks.
They have enough first-round picks where they could make a move for a guy like a Jared Allen this year and still have enough capital to go big game hunting in a year or two.
So I tweeted out after their win against the Celtics on Wednesday. Follow us on Twitter, by the way. Link will be in the description. Are the Oklahoma City Thunder contenders? And for the most part, everyone was saying, yeah, maybe that was recency bias. They just beat the Celtics. How could you not? But what do you think? Are they contenders? Not in the future. Not if they make a big move. Literally right now with this core.
Feels kind of weird to say yes because we just said no for the Timberwolves like a couple weeks ago, but I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
And it's not just because I want to keep being right about Shai, which I am right about Shai, by the way. But, you know, I really like this team, the way they're constructed. Do they have flaws? Sure, but I trust Shai, I trust Chet, I trust Jalen Williams. I like this team, and it sucks, and I hate it.
So what do you guys think? Are the Thunder contenders this season? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving a like. And hey, while you're here, check out some of our other content as well. And don't forget to subscribe to Synthetic Sports.